All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are doing well. Prophet John here. And all right, so I had a dream about Georgia, but let me go through this first. And because this lady here says that President Donald Trump recounts start tomorrow here in Georgia. Now they have already done the recounts, right? They're talking about the audits. The recounts were complete bullcrap, and everybody could see that from the beginning, because they didn't allow both sides to certify the votes. They literally went over the same ballots again, and without and they continue to do their fraud even in those ballots as well. Um, People were calling it out. The recount people were calling it out, and going to the media about it, and going and speaking up about it, and they didn't care. So you can tell that everyone has been paid to lie. Everybody has been paid to deceive America. It's very sad that people have taken money to deceive America like this. And even in the recount in Georgia, you had people putting Trump's ballots in Biden sections, even though it said Trump on there. Like the guy was explaining, he said they would scream out Trump, and then they would throw it in the Biden bin. Or it would say Trump on there for president, and they would still throw it in the Biden bin. Okay, so this is what's going on. Everybody's been paid off, and this is what's going on. How do you fix this going forward? How do you even trust? How do anybody even? Is this the last election? Because this literally could be the last election. Because no one's going to trust the election process any longer. Who's going to want to wait in line and go through all this knowing that they see that their votes do not count? Okay. And so can you imagine the Republicans do this to the Democrats in the next election? Then you're going to have the Democrats not voting. No one's going to want to vote anymore. If you can get away with this type of fraud. Right in the open, right smack in your face. And people literally saw it on election night, and they saw it after the election night, and they literally are sitting up here lying in front of your face, in my face, and to the world's face, like they didn't see anything, and like not one of the 18,000 videos that have been surfacing online are true. It only takes one of those videos to be true, for the elections to be a fraud, right? Only takes one of those videos to be true. There's like 18 to like 30,000 different fraud videos out right now on the internet. And yet these people saying, oh, it's the cleanest election ever. I don't see anything. It's unbelievable. But that's what's going on. The lies are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And people are literally selling their souls just to make sure Donald Trump doesn't win. Who cares? Like people have put him on a pedestal of praise and what do you call it? And as the enemy, instead of what has he done politically and with policies, right? What has he done policy wise, right? They literally, some people literally believe that because Black Lives Matter and Antifa are out there, that's Donald Trump's fault. Like these groups weren't created on purpose and created to go out there and do those things under Obama or anybody else, right? So this is unbelievable, man. Like, he's divided the country. What weren't these people out there under Obama? So Obama wasn't, because Obama's darker skin color, he wasn't dividing the country as well. They were out there under Obama. Everybody was being killed under Obama. And so because Trump's white, that now means that he's dividing the country. It's unbelievable. Look at it. What has his policies been? How has it been for your community? Yeah, we have this fake virus thing going around here so that they can destroy small businesses. But what happened before that though? Was your small business booming under Trump, and were you taking advantage of the tax plans, the low taxes and the tax cuts and the grant money and all these things that they were offering you? Because under Biden, you're not going to get that, right? So you're going to get lockdowns and destruction of your own businesses. So people aren't thinking, all they're thinking about is this man's face. That's it. This man, they can't stand this man, and they don't look at policies. It's the complete opposite for Barack Obama. They love the man, but they can't tell you anything of his policies, right? So we had the complete opposite this time. Donald Trump's policies, yes, the feds were printing a lot of money, and I got on them on that. Yes, that was happening. But overall, people were absolutely doing well under Trump's presidency. Businesses were doing businesses and small businesses, African American businesses were doing well under Trump because of the tax cuts and the grants and all the favor that he was giving to the African American community. Atlanta was booming. All these places were booming around in the African American communities that wanted to boom, right? That wanted to do small businesses. So it's just weird to me. And is that one of the reasons why the in Atlanta they went after CNN at that, remember, I'm not sure if it was this summer or last summer, they went after CNN's headquarters in Atlanta because the businesses in Atlanta were booming under Trump. Have you seen Atlanta over these last 4 years under Trump presidency? But it's unbelievable. People are idolizing this man, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Idolizing him for as a god and also as a devil. Idolize, but they did the same thing under Obama. Okay, and we didn't use that excuse under Obama that, hey, everybody's idolizing Obama, so he can no longer be president. We didn't use that excuse under Obama now. So so when people are saying, hey, look, people are idolizing Trump too much that he has to be removed. Well, they did the same thing with Obama. They idolized him like he was the Antichrist. They idolized him like he was the God of all gods, and he still won. So so we're making up. It seems like we're making up a lot of excuses on why somebody can't be in there, or somebody has to leave, or somebody has to stay. I've been hearing it from all sides. I've been hearing people making excuses of why Trump needs to stay because he needs to complete his God's timeline, and he needs to reverse. He needs to be in there to have Roe versus Wade reverse, and has to do this and has to do that. And then we have other people saying, well, Trump's been idolized, so he's got to go, or this and that about Trump. Trump divided the country. He has to go. The church didn't pick him. He has to go. Right. So we're hearing a lot of bullcrap that, and I'm not going to say it's bullcrap, but I'm just saying we're hearing a lot of stuff that Obama did the same thing and he stayed for 2 terms. So it seems like, okay, so Obama did the same thing. People were idolizing him. The church didn't want him, or the church didn't pick him, or this and that, or, and Obama still stayed. So for a second term, even though there was judgment over America. Right. So we had 8 years of judgment under America, but for some reason we can't have 8 years of grace under America. Okay. I mean, if that's how it is, that's how it is. Okay. But I don't want to hear all these excuses of why Trump needs to stay or why Trump doesn't need to stay. I mean, it's ridiculous because these excuses didn't matter for Obama. He was able to stay for 8 years. Okay. So, and we didn't even need prophecies for that. You know what I mean? Like, no, I didn't hear anybody talking about Obama's going to be an 8-year term and this is judgment. I didn't hear anything like that. So without prophecies, Obama was able to stay for 8 years. All these prophetic words on Donald Trump, and he's about to be bounced out in 4 years. It's unbelievable. And everybody making excuses here and here and here and here and here. It's weird right now. The church is weird right now. The church is divided, and everybody's getting different prophetic words. And it's just weird. Charlie Shump and Chris Reed got the words for Pennsylvania. That's what's gonna need to go to the Supreme Court. But anyways, let's look at this right here. So that she said that she was going to Georgia for the recount and for the audits, and they were going to be certified ballots. And now she says I was under the understanding that signatures will be checked, but now I'm told that there must be a court order in Georgia. Well, you're not going to get that court order in Georgia, okay? Because Stacey Abrams is running over that, and she has paid everybody off. And so you're gonna have to go to the Supreme Court for that. So you're not. It's gonna be denied most likely for that court order. This is normal business in elections where you check signatures, but apparently the liberals can break constitutional laws or election laws as long as they pay people off. Okay, and so it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if they paid off Republicans or judges or whatever. But if you can break election laws and constitutional laws in front of the public like this and get away with it, then there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, so it says many absentee ballots envelopes have been thrown away, and that's another federal offense. Why are you throwing away absentee balances and all these ballots? Why are you shredding and throwing away ballots? An election ballot. What's up with that? And why isn't police arresting these people? Why isn't the FBI, the CIA investigating this stuff and arresting people? How can you throw away federal evidence like that? But this is what they're doing. And so it says, how can elections be secure without a proper audit? Fix it. I'll be there tomorrow. Okay. Which is today, by the way, right? Okay, so I had a dream that the Lord showed me that Stacey Abrams, okay, that Democrat lady that lost the governor's race, okay, she's behind all this in Georgia. Right now, I saw that she was part of a board of the I'm not sure if it was Dominion board, executive board on Smartmatic, I think it was, or something that deals with the software. She was on the executive board on that. Okay. So the Lord showed me that she was the one that's leading this thing. You know what I mean? This corruption, paying everybody off. The Republican governor was paid off as well. I'm not sure how much he was paid off, but he showed me in the dream that Stacey Abrams was behind it. With this demonic fraud and this demonic spirit over Georgia, to force it to blue when Georgia's actually red. And the Lord even showed me how big Georgia's red. He said 70% of Georgia's red. He said Donald Trump won 70 and Biden won 30 in Georgia. So I don't know if that's ever going to come out or not, but I had a dream about that. So Stacey Abrams is behind all of this. She's paid a lot of people off, okay, and took a lot of promises from people that they were going to rig it for her, right? And they also got the governor to do the same thing. That's why the governor won't even follow constitutional laws or election laws of matching signatures. They're taking in all ballots, not just all taking in all ballots, but they're not even counting they didn't even count the ballots that they found for Donald Trump that weren't even counted. Okay, they were sitting in boxes sealed. Thousands of Trump votes are sitting in boxes sealed, and they never. They like literally they put them in boxes and they just sealed them up, and they never counted them for the elections, or they never counted them for the recount. They just sealed them up and said we're not going to count these. Okay, so. But yet they counted all the Biden's votes that were found in the streets, right? So this is what happens when you're paid off. Okay, so that's what I saw in the dream, and then once they realized that they had won and stolen and cheated, they went for full vaccinations, forced vaccinations, and so I was laying there. It looked like at a vaccination center or something like that, or a hospital center, and they had this big old needle, and they were trying to vaccinate my ankle. Like they put it in my ankle and my leg, and I kept moving my ankle. So they tried to stab me with the vaccine, but they couldn't get me. I kept moving my ankle every time. Every time. I thought it was funny. In the dream, I thought it was funny too, but it was serious, but it was still funny at the same time, because I had little small ankles. I was moving my ankles, and they couldn't vaccinate me because my ankles kept moving. So yeah, so as you guys can see, they believe they won now. So even if they did, so they believe they won. So watch out for Georgia, because now, in my opinion, what's going to happen is Georgia's going to want to, it's going to probably, Stacey Abrams or somebody's going to call for mandatory vaccines in Georgia or something like that. So, because, Atlanta test dummies, basically African Americans are the test dummies. So I would not be shocked if Stacey Adams and her people sell which are demonic beings, by the way, request that Georgia, especially Atlanta, Georgia, are the test dummies for vaccines, because I saw them as soon as they won, they went straight to mandatory vaccines. And I was dodging that vaccine out of my leg. They tried to stab that thing in me. And so I would not be shocked if we hear in the next days or few weeks that she steps up and says, Atlanta, Georgia is going to be the test dummy for the vaccines, where everyone in Atlanta will be mandatory vaccine. I would not be shocked if she did that. She is a complete demonic sellout being, and somebody need to deal with her, okay? But she's paid everybody off, and that's why Georgia has gone blue, because she paid everybody else. God showed me it was 70% Georgia was for Trump, 30% for Biden. But because of all of the fraud, that they were able to keep the counts, keep the ballots coming in. Remember, they stopped everything. Remember, because Trump was winning Georgia, they stopped all the counts until they found millions of ballots, just creating millions of ballots out of thin air, and then they brought them in, and then they kept bringing in new ballots for Biden until Biden won. Remember, so Donald Trump was up, in Georgia when the elections were over. And then all of a sudden they stopped the counts in all of these places. They stopped the counts, they stopped the machines, and they said, go create ballots, and because we're still losing, and bring them in until Biden wins. Everybody saw that. Everybody and their mother saw that on election night. Okay, so this is what they did, and even in the recounts, they cheated. They were cheating in the recounts as well, as many people have eyewitness statements on that as well. So this is what happened when you pay everybody off. When you do all that, this is what's going to happen, folks. This is not surprising to me, because I was talking about they're going to cheat at extreme levels that we've never seen before, and so I knew they were going to cheat like this. Okay, I still thought Donald Trump was going to win at the end, which he did, right? So even when they did cheat, he still won at the end of the elections, because once the polls closed, Donald Trump was winning at all these states until after everyone went to bed, right? Once the elections were over and everybody went to bed, it all started to switch to Biden. They were finding ballots everywhere, on the streets, in the parking lot, in somebody's car. They opened the car up, there's 100,000 Biden ballots. And so when you cheat like this, I mean, what can we really do except for say we're not going to tolerate it anymore, and we're all going to stand up and say this is not going to be America, and we fight it, right? I mean, if people don't want to fight it, then we continue to be a country where this is going to go on. No one's going to vote in the next election. I know that. I mean, who's going to want to stand in line or fill out paperwork knowing your vote doesn't count because the software can change it to somebody else? So no one's going to vote in the next election. Okay, it's going to be a small turnout in the next election unless they decide to use something else like blockchain technology, where when you vote, it goes in real time right away. Everybody can see your vote on the blockchain and it's certified. Okay, so it's not illegal aliens. It's not non-residents. It's not dead people voting. Okay, those will be rejected from the blockchain. The blockchain will reject it because they don't have a certification, or they don't have they didn't get a private key or some type of key to put in with their vote. Okay, in real time. Okay. Also, maybe their date of birth doesn't match. It's 1901, 1878. You know what I mean? And you're voting in the elections. That's ridiculous. But that's what happens, And so in the blockchain, you're not going to be able to do that. Okay? It's going to be everybody that's living right now, everybody that's active right now, everybody who is certified an American right now. Okay? Now, how would Biden and the Democrats try to get away with that? They would just flood in illegals and instantly make them Americans. That's what they would do. Okay, so how they would get away with the blockchain technology is they would flood in illegals into the borders, and they would instantly make them Americans, right? So then that way, but remember, that backfired on them on this election because many of the Spanish people actually voted for Trump. So they were shocked by that. Okay, so the Spanish people actually voted for Trump in this election, many of them. So there was a massive turnout of Spanish people for Trump. This is why Trump got 10 million more votes than he did against Hillary Clinton. Matter of fact, I think Trump got 20 million more votes, but because of all the cheating and ripping up his ballots and throwing them in the trash cans and things like that, we won't really know the true number. And also flipping his votes for Biden votes, right? We won't know the truth. But Trump absolutely dominated. Anybody that looks at the scripts and decodes the scripts and all the software stuff, everybody is saying Trump won by a landslide, right? If you look at the code, if you just decode the scripts on election night. So, I mean, it's really simple. The military did it. They had Trump up with 400 electoral votes. All these other people are doing it, and Trump won by a landslide. And everyone, God just showed me last night or this morning while I was sleeping that Trump won Georgia 70-30. So I mean, it's not that hard to understand. Because there's only 3 places in Georgia that are actually liberal. It's Atlanta, Buckhead, and Bankhead. Like most of the majority of Georgia's rural areas and country folks with guns. They're not voting liberal. They're not voting for higher taxes either because they're usually on a budget, living out there. So it's really weird that little small areas like Atlanta, Bankhead, Buckhead can actually overtake all of Georgia, which they didn't. It was just massive corruption and buyouts. Anyways, that's what happened. So I'm not gonna beat the drum on that. I think we all get it, and let's see what happens going forward. I don't know why God showed me that dream unless He's gonna do something about it or make that known to the world. I don't know. I didn't see the ending of that. So all I saw was that they cheated and she paid everybody off, and then once they realized that they won, they started mandatory vaccines. So you know what I mean? And I was dodging that thing with my ankles. Okay, like I was on a football field. so I don't know what's gonna happen now because I didn't see the ending of that dream, but maybe that's gonna be exposed by Sidney Powell and her criminal team. Remember, Sidney Powell is not part of Trump's campaign. Legal campaign. She's going to be doing the criminal side of it. Donald Trump's doing the civil side of it. So they're doing the civil cases, and Sidney Powell's going to be going after them with the criminal cases. And so we'll see how this all plays out going forward. Yeah, that's about it. It's got to go to the Supreme Court, federal Supreme Court, because dealing with the state courts is going to be probably shot down for many people. They got to get these cases to the Supreme Court. So let's see how this plays out. I don't know why it takes so long to get to the Supreme Court, but it's been taking a long time. They're running out of time as well. So Sydney said she'll have something for us either Wednesday or Friday. So let's just wait for that. I'm hoping it's Wednesday because Friday is Black Friday. Everybody had Thanksgiving and all that stuff. So people are not going to really care on Friday. So if she really wants to make it big, she needs to do it tomorrow, okay, before Thanksgiving, right? So she needs to drop the bombshell. She said she has something for Georgia that will be biblical. Maybe that's why God showed me Georgia. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Peace out. God bless. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which is going to be the prayer video. So watch out for the prayer video. And up next, and I think I have some Mark Taylor stuff as well coming as well. Peace out. God bless.